Let's discuss some other informations that we need to know prior to computing. No? Katulad po ng sinabi natin yesterday, there are specific knowledges that we need to at least man lang have an idea before we can go ahead and compute for any feed type. Okay? And para mabalance natin to, kailangan natin malaman yung mga chemistry of various nutrients and subnutrients. So, number one po dito, no, is yung ating energy. The original definition of energy relates to the potential capacity to carry out work. And the context in which animal nutritionists evaluate energy is typically the oxidation of organic compounds or yung ano po natin, no, pagdagdag ng oxygenation. Basically, energy content of feedstuff, waste products, and elements of heat loss can be expressed as calories, kilocalories, megacalories. In addition, energy content is often expressed in joules, no? And conversion niya is 4.184 joules is equal to 1 calorie. Now, ang ating pong energy po, marami pong forms ng energy. Okay? But although there are many forms of energy, nutritional application focuses primarily on the chemical and heat energy. Yun lang po yung dalawa. And that's why we will be able to go ahead and compute them. Tignan natin to. Paano ba natin to i-compute? Ang ating energy po, ibig sabihin, is dependent on the heat. Sa chemical, yes, pero mostly sa heat. And mapapansin nyo na katulad ng tao, kapag malamig, ayaw masyadong kumain. Pero pag mainit, parang asarap kumain, mayat maya. And this is how we should be looking at etong ating mga feeds. May panahon po kasi, no, na maganda siya. Ano natin. Another type of nutrient po is yung protein and amino acids. This is technically the building blocks for growth. Okay. Proteins are composed of amino acids and analyze nitrogen content, are generally used to estimate yung crude protein content in feeds. So the product of the nitrogen content of the feed ingredient and 6.25 gives the crude protein content, implying that non-protein nitrogen contributes to the CP or crude protein, and hence the term crude protein po. Para mas madali nating ma-explain, no, etong slide na ito, the factor kasi, etong variable na to na 6.25, this is fixed na amount, no, is derived from the assumption that the average nitrogen content of a protein is 16 grams of nitrogen per 100 grams of protein. So, ibig sabihin dito, mga nitrogen content natin, for example po, no, meron tayong urea. Ang urea po, that is 46-0-0. Abono. Pero, pwede pala siya gawing pagkain, sir? Yes. Ito pong 46 is the nitrogen, this is the phosphorus, and this is the potassium. So, 46, imumultiply mo lang ng 6.25, we will then be able to get etong crude protein content niya. So, let's try to complete that, no? Ayaw move ng ating yan, done. There. So, that is equal to 46 times 6.25. At an average, we have 287.5 crude protein dun sa urea. And kaya po, sa ibang mga hayop, ginagamitan sila ng urea para sa pagkain. Example po natin, no, yung ating urea-treated straw para sa mga baka, mga kambing, mga tupa. So, nakukompute pala siya. Kaso lang, this is too much, 287. Okay? Now, kung babalikan natin to, ibig sabihin, 16 grams of nitrogen is equal to 100 grams of protein. So, about 0.16 of protein is nitrogen. And if you divide both sides of the equation by 0.16, you get the protein and the nitrogen. Actually, meron tayong slide neto, no, that you can check as well, which is equivalent to the protein or yung nitrogen natin. So, multiply lang po natin yung nitrogen source by 16 or 6.25. Once you have that, you will then be able to go ahead and come up at least man lang sa kanyang desired crude protein content. Likewise, pwede po siya baliktaran. Okay? It works both ways pala. Hindi lang sa isa, but dalawang pamamaraan. Ayun, nag-ano yung mouse ko para makita natin. So, yung 0.16 na protein times protein is equal to the nitrogen content. So, likewise, no, if we just divide it by 0.16, then we will actually have yung ating 6.25 for the protein content. So, kung may protein content tayo tapos gusto natin gawing nitrogen siya, we also divide it. And for that, I already discussed it sa ating, para ba yun? Sa composting na class when we try to convert yung mga nitrogen sources into specific na mga abono. Kasi it works both ways. No? Kaso lang, there are also 20 primary amino acids that occur in protein that are conventionally classified as dietary essential and non-essential nutrients. So yung mga essential amino acid is one of the that cannot be sensitized by the animals from materials ordinarily available in the cell at a rate matching the demand for the production or productive function, including maintenance, normal growth, and reproduction. Ibig sabihin, meron pong mga nutrients na hindi nila kayang gawan. So, hindi nila kayang gumawa ng mga pagkain kagad. Pwede makuha galing sa pagkain, kaso lang hindi siya available or hindi niya nakakamit yung kailangan ng ating animals. So that's why we go for supplementation of some essential amino acid. Na meron naman tayong mga fats, mga lipids, mga ethers. Although the term fats o mga solid triglycerols and oils, liquid triglycerols are sometimes used interchangeably. The term lipids generally refers to all materials that dissolves in the fat solubilizing solvent and may include sterols, mga waxy esters, mga mono-di-triglycerols, mga phospholipids, glycolipid, mga free fatty acids, long-chain aldehydes, and alcohols. Okay? And other non-polar products. Ibig sabihin, meron tayong mga pangangailangan pa rin ng mga fats. Bakit? Some vitamins po, some nutrients natin na kailangan is fat soluble, katulad ng vitamin A, D, K, and E. So, kahit na present pa yan siya dyan, kung hindi naman po kaya. Okay? Kung hindi naman po kaya ng ating mga feeds, then useless din po. So, kailangan available, pati yung oils. Now, this will actually include, it will provide a dense source of energy, provide essential fatty acids, produce low heat increment, and facilitate absorption of fat-soluble vitamins. And katulad na sinabi natin, kung wala po to sila, we will not have the availability of those specific vitamins that we are actually aiming for. Of course, kapag may oil po, it will reduce the feed dust and lubricate during mastication. Mas madali pong kainin ng ating mga hayop. Because of all of this, kailangan natin ma-monitor pati pala yung mga fats and ibabalance din natin. Aside po dito, especially sa mga nag-iisda dyan, we would need yung carbohydrates. Now, for carbohydrates po, maraming klase ang carbohydrates. Okay? And there are 20 different monosaccharides in nature, but less than 10 are usually present in feed ingredients. Includes, yung mga monosaccharide may be classified according to the number of carbons they contain. So, katulad sa biofloc, we peg it at around 6 or 7. Minsan, 5 carbon atoms na yan. They are called mga pentose. And monosaccharides that contain 6 carbons are called hexose naman. Yung arabinose, yung ribose, and xylose are examples of pentose. And yung glucose naman, fructose and galactose are examples of hexose, mga 6 carbon atoms. So far, glucose is by far the most abundant monosaccharide present in feed ingredients that is fed to our animals. But significant quantities of fructose, galactose, and arabinose, even xylose and mannose, may also be present depending on the ingredient composition of the diet. So, yung glucose and galactose may be absorbed from the small intestines via the passive absorption or via energy dependency. Habang yung tubig naman po, no, makikita natin, kulang pa yung study sa tubig. Meron na tayong mga amount. No? Ano ba yung purpose kasi ng tubig? This is to regulate yung heat that is converted from the feeds. So, in the future, more research may be needed for physiologic metabolic needs of swine and other animals because of the limitations in water supply. So, for the production of swine as well, no, as issue related to waste removal and applications in many geographic areas, water fulfills a number of physiological functions necessary for life. And that is according to Rubisek, no, 1969 pa. It is a major structural compound giving form to the body through cell turgidity, and it plays a crucial role in temperature regulation. Now, of course, all of these changes. Okay? So, tignan natin ngayon yung mga other nutrients. We have what we call the macronutrients po. And these macronutrients sometimes are actually nutrients that sometimes, as much as you want, should be there. Minsan kasi kulang. Okay? So, calcium and phosphorus po play a major role in the development and maintenance of the skeletal system and perform many other physiological functions. Ito po sinabi ng maraming mga dalubhasa natin. Nandiyan dyan si Hayes, si Kretschmer, si Carnegie, si Peyo. The requirement estimates of calcium and phosphorus though in this documentation natin is according to the Philippine setting na po. Okay? So, ibig sabihin nito, when we are providing ang ating mga nutrients para sa mga hayop natin, they actually change from one to another. So, nutrient requirement model needs to be considered. Okay? And this would generate requirements for calcium and phosphorus were compared to empirical results for assessment of any gross deviance from the literature. Now, dahil po dito, we need to also understand na meron po tayong mga specific na information na kailangan sundin. Okay? Ano ibig sabihin ko dito na meron tayong specific na information na kailangan sundin? In most cases po, kailangan po natin yung guides. Kaya nga po sinabi natin kahapon no, na yung guide po natin, the information that we should or that we will be using is sometimes dependent on the area. Bakit? Ba't natin susundin ang information for, sabihin natin, US, Europe, kung hindi naman siya angkop sa Pilipinas na klima? If natatandaan niyo po kanina sinabi natin, yung energy will be dependent on the heat that is produced. And kung malamig ang kanilang lugar, most probably, they would need more energy in their food to be able to sustain etong heat. Yung proper na conversion. So, pati yung mga calcium and phosphorus dapat angkop dito sa Pilipinas. Okay? Now, again, they change from one to another. Even the vitamins. Katulad ng sinabi ko, no, yung mga vitamins po natin describe an organic compound distinct from amino acids, carbohydrates, and lipids that is required in small concentrations for normal growth and reproduction. Hindi naman sobrang dami yung kailangan. But some vitamins may be required in diet because they can be sensitized from other feeds or metabolic constituents or by microorganisms in the intestinal tract. So may iba, hindi na kailangan talaga. But vitamins are generally classified as either fat-soluble or water-soluble. And yung mga fat-soluble vitamins include vitamin A, D, E, and K. And the water-soluble vitamins naman, yung mga B vitamins like biotin, choline, folacin, niacin, pantothenic acid, riboflavin, thiamine, B6 and B12. Even vitamin C is water-soluble. Ibig sabihin po, no, na kailangan po nila yung tubig. And nalulusaw yung amount kapag sobra naman sa tubig. So, we need to always consider these other factors. Now, vitamins are primarily required as coenzymes in nutrient metabolism. In feedstuff, no, vitamins exist primarily as precursor compounds or coenzymes that may be bound or complex in some manner. Hence po, digestive processes are required to either release or convert vitamin precursors or complexes to usable and absorbable forms. The requirement for the individual vitamins at various stages of the life cycle to meet the deficiencies of vitamins in practical diet, yung mga vitamin premixes have been developed and are commonly added to swine diet. Not only to swine, but all animals. Meron na tayong mga klase ng vitamins na pwede na lang natin bilhin. And it is already at a proportion that we can mix with our base formulation. The amount of vitamins in the premix, considering the inclusion rate in the final diet, may be substantially higher than the required estimates for the class of pigs being fed because premixes loses vitamin potency depending on the length and manner of storage of the premix. So, etong mga premixes, mas mataas yung kanyang rate, no? Yung kanyang, sabihin nating, information na makikita natin, pero in reality, mas maliit lang yung available sa kanya. Dahil depende siya paano ginawa. Some vitamins kasi are very volatile, katulad ng vitamin C. No? Ang vitamin C po, in the form of ascorbic or in its normal form, is so volatile na matamaan lang yan ng metal. Minsan nawawala or nadidegrade siya. So, kailangan natin i-keep yung potency niya. Of course, if you use machinery, no, katulad ng mga extruders, mga pelleters, they can further exacerbate the vitamin losses prior to the actual consumption of the diet. And I'm using here pig as an example sa pagkain. Kasi may studies na talaga siya. So, ibig sabihin nito, yung pagmimix natin minsan, akala natin okay na siya, tama na. Yun pala, posibleng mas maliit lang yung values. Bakit mas maliit yung values? Dahil sa processing that we got it ahead or we used. Meron kasing iba gumagamit ng mga dryers. Merong iba gumagamit ng mga machinery pelleters. So, nagbabago din yung dami ng nutrients niya. Now, these are just basic information, no? So that at least may idea tayo. For specifically for fishes po, no? So yun, pag-uusapan naman natin yung effects niya dun sa tubig. Kasi hindi naman pala lahat pwede na makip natin. May mga requirement yung mga isda, pero dahil nasa tubig nga natin nilalagay, nawawalan ng bisa. Now, kung tayo po ay mag-aalaga ng mga poultry, unahin natin poultry, ha? Again, pag-usapan natin iba't ibang mga hayop, eh. So sa poultry po, ano yung mga kailangan niya ng nutrients? And these are some of them. Nandiyan dyan yung energy, yung crude protein, yung digestible protein, yung ating crude fiber, crude fat, yung mga oils, no? Yung calcium, phosphorus, lysine, digestible lysine, metathionine, cysteine, yung digestible metathionine, cysteine, yung arginine, and yung digestible arginine. But if you really focus on the specific species, no? Mag-iiba pa po to. What do you mean mag-iiba pa po yan, sir? Dahil katulad ng pinakikita ko sa inyo kahapon, ang ating nutrients na pangangailangan ng isang broiler po na chicken is different from our layers. And different pa papunta sa ating mga broilers na breeders. Bakit iba yung kanilang nutrients, sir? Kasi katulad po ng ating mga broiler, kailangan niya lumaki kagad. It is in the first 2 weeks of the development of the chicks, ma-establish kung gaano kalaki yung kanyang growth rate. So, we try to provide them a very high crude protein content. So, mataas ang kanyang crude protein content. Makikita nyo dito, 21.5, 22, 23 during the first stages. But once it reaches 2 to 4 weeks, ayun, 19 to 20.7 na lang. And yung finisher natin is just 18 to 19.3. Now, the problem is, in most cases, are we able to achieve this with commercially available feeds? Unfortunately, hindi po. Kaya nga, no, na tatanong yung mga tao, bakit kaya yung manok ni Jollibee? Bakit yung manok ni KFC ang lalaki compared dun sa mga manok namin? It so just happened because you're not providing the nutrient that is needed. Yung protocol natin. And I discussed these protocols in our different classes. So kung broiler, kung layer, iba-iba eh. And it would also depend on the species and the kind of chickens that you have. So, katulad po neto, no? Let's say, finisher. Ano yung finisher na sikat ngayon? So, ayan. Finisher na sikat. Bimig, Integra 3000. Free-range chicken finisher, pellet by San Miguel. Ano yung mga pagkain or laman niya daw? Ayan. Corn, cassava meal, feed wheat meal, soybean, all. And this is from the Filipino Vet, no? TFV. Isang magandang website to get information. Ano yung sinabi? Ang crude protein, guaranteed analysis po, is 17 only. Minimum. So, kung titignan mo dito, below sa requirement ng ating mga hayop. 17 daw eh. Tapos 18 ang pinakamaliit yan sa finisher. So, posibleng mas maliit talaga yung manok natin. Hindi kayo nagtatanong bakit ang mga manok sa ibang mga bansa, yung mga nakikita natin, ang lalaki. It's because we are unable to provide the right nutrients for them. Even sa commercial na mga feeds. Now, hindi naman sa pagmamalaki, but I've been to several countries already. Ang question, bakit dun sa kanila, ang lalaki, ang gaganda ng mga karne ng mga manok? Kasi nabibigay nila eh. Even sa baka natin dito, ang baka natin dito sa Pilipinas, hapon. Anong hapon? Puro buto. Oh, meat type. Pag naghanap ka ng sabihin natin, mga steak, ang liliit. Hindi katulad yung mga nakikita mo sa Facebook, sa Instagram, sa TikTok, na alalaki ng mga steak nila. Eh syempre, dahil sa kasi ng baka nila, sa pagkain. And dito po, no, sa manok pa lang, makikita na natin na ang layo. Gusto natin food security? Gusto nyo, mas malaki kita nyo? Di ayusin nyo pagkain. Sir, kaso, mahal. Di ayusin din natin yung presyo. Eto pong sa protein na pa lang, kung tayo po ay nakabase dito sa requirement according to the Philippine Society of Animal Nutritionists, yung branded na gusto natin, hindi nga makamit-kamit yung requirement. Eh, paano na lang to? I hope I'm making sense. I'm not trying to say na mali sila. Pero, another problem with the feed. Okay? Yung feeds po na ito, ayan, BMEG, no? 7 months and above, 80 to 200 grams daily. Diba? Ano yung mga nutrient or content niya? Ang hindi po nakikita ng mga tao is etong feeds na ito would actually have ayan, no? Pork. So, what if you are Muslim or Adventist? Supposedly, bawal ka kumain ng pork. Pero yung manok mo pala, pinapakain ng pork. Sir, irereklamo namin yan. Tawa ko doon sa isang brother natin na Muslim kasi irereklamo niya. Sabi ko, hindi mo marireklamo kasi linabas naman nila yan. Kasalanan na ninyo dahil hindi nyo alam. No? That's the reality. May meat and bone meal. Ano yan sila? Because some nutrients are actually coming from animal proteins. Di ba? So, ganun sir, may fish. Oh, may pork. Oh. So, it changes. Depende po kung ano yung pinakain nyo. Now, the nutrient recommendation po to ng broiler. Paano ngayon? 17 lang yung guaranteed niya. Even here, for our egg type. In our egg type po, mataas pa rin yung pangangailangan. And nagbabago. So, does that mean that I can use it for my layer, sir? In most cases, yes. Pero, sapat ba yung ibang nutrients niya na naman? So, in other words, we were just led to believe, sir, na yun ang the best na formulation. Well, kinocompensate lang nila. Guaranteed analysis nila, 17. Pangangailangan ng ating hayop is 18. Dito, nagbabago. Ayan, from 19 to 15, 16, 13, 14. Nagbabago. So, by knowing what stage your chickens are and knowing ano yung pangangailangan niya, pwede natin i-comply ang calcium content, ang phosphorus, ang salt, mga linoleic acid. And mapapansin nyo, linoleic acid is not even in our broilers. Bakit? Para yan sa development ng itlog, layers eh. So, dinadagdag to sa feeds. And ganun din po, no, kapag broiler or mga breeders natin, usually I would say na this can be for free-range chicken, mga heritage chicken. Mapapansin nyo, wala po yung sinasabing 17 lang. So, we are not giving the right nutrients at the right time. And again, hindi po ako yung gumawa na ito. This is according to the Philippine Society of Animal Nutritionists. They made studies para sa Philippine setting. So if you are just basing it for other countries, no? And katulad ni Sir Joel, para sa kanilang lugar, then iba din yun. Okay? So if I'm not mistaken, that's yung nutrient, anyway, yung klima ng Solomon Islands, halos pares lang naman. But still, we need to check it. Pag pumunta ka na Middle East, pag pumunta ka na Hong Kong, iba-iba to sila eh. And unless you are able to understand this information, then posible mali yung information natin. For example, punta tayo ng lata. This is for Solomon Islands. So yung klima nila, papansin mo, yung temperature is a bit hotter than the Philippine setting. So iba na naman yung nutrient nila. Bakit? the temperature here on January is 27.62, 27.8, 27, halos mag-average tayo 27 siguro. Now, tingnan natin kung sa Philippine setting. Okay? If it was in the Philippine setting, of course, iba na naman yung pagkain. Kaya nga minsan, sasabihin, ay, eto, Australian technology. Eto, German technology, yung pagkain. So for example, punta ako ng Pilipinas, sabihin natin pumunta ako ng Daet. As an example lang. Ano yung temperatura natin? 25 to 26. Iba yung temperature niya, that means iba din yung growth factors. Pag pumunta ka na Cebu, iba na naman. And this is as an average lang po, no, na temperature. At 24 to 26, 27. So, most probably nasa 25 po to. If you want, you can go ahead and type this all, then kunin mo yung average. Wala problema yan. Para at least makuha natin. But, so, this means na yung nutrient niya, na makikita natin dito, kaya pala may low, medium, and high informations is dahil dun sa klima. Because the amount, if the colder it is, the higher your calories should be. Okay? Sana nasusundan nyo yan. The hotter it is, the lower your calories would be. Kasi nababurn mo eh. Yung heat, kumbaga pa, mas mainit. So, these are the requirements for eggs or chickens, I mean to say. Now, kailangan din natin malaman yung sa mga ducks, iba din yung kanila. May ranges from 19 to 22. Yung grower natin, 15 to 16. Yung layer natin, 18 to 20. And there are the requirements of the nutrients as well. So, depende po yung gagawa natin. For example, meron tayong quail, pogo. Ang pogo po natin dito, ayan, is going to be the starting, growing, and breeding stage lang. But, kung itlog ang gagawin mo, iba na naman yung nutrients niya. Ayan. Makikita nyo, ang amount ng nutrients niya is lower than the meat type. Pero, ano yung available in the market? Pang meat. Itlog yung gusto natin eh. For those that are into the pogo business, no, or quail business, sinasabi ko rin dito na kaya ang init ng mga housing ng mga pogo kasi sobra yung binigay natin. Hindi naman broiler yung ginagawa natin eh. Layer. Itlog yung sa atin dito sa Pilipinas eh. So, ba't mo susundin ito? Nagsayang ka lang ng pera. Ganon din sa turkeys. No? Ayan. If it's a male, if it's a female, from 0 to 4, 4 to 8, 8 to 12, 12 to 16, 16 to 20, 20 to 24. Mag-iiba po weeks, no? In weeks. Mag-iiba po yung kanilang pangangailangan. So, sa poultry, nag-change. Sa baboy, iba naman. Kailangan niya etong mga nutrients na to. Ba't kailangan ba nandiyan yan parate? Can we really balance them out? Well, we have to look at it. Because our feeding ng baboy, if it's 2 to 8 kilograms, then iba yung pagkain. Pre-starter natin, iba naman yung pagkain. Yung starter natin, iba. Yung grower natin, iba. Yung finisher, iba. Ayan po yung mga nutrients na. Now, this is going to be in an Excel format para sa inyo, aside sa slides, no? But we would need to determine this para malaman natin paano i-balance. Okay? Because we cannot balance anything unless we know what is required. Iba pa po yung gestating, lactating at saka mga boars. Iba na naman ang kanilang pagkain. Now, alam ko puro numero pa yan. But don't worry because we will teach you paano sila gamitin. So, ibig sabihin, sir, yung aking pagkain, no? Sabihin natin hog grower. Okay? Yung hog grower natin na same brand na lang, no? Wala naman tayong Sample lang naman to. Yan, under the Filipino vet pa rin. Sabi niya, expert hog grower. Ano naman meron dito? Kung baboy, yung manok kanina, may baboy, eto naman, may poultry. Saya. Ang manok pinapakain ng baboy, ang baboy pinapakain ng manok. Di ba? Ano yung guaranteed analysis niya? 16% crude protein. So, ang 16% crude protein mo, saan dito? Sa grower, 16%? O yun, nasa high siya. Pero, ipipinisher mo. Ganun pa rin yung pagkain? Hindi eh. Karamihan, hindi naman alam na dapat i-transition mo yung pagkain talaga. Minsan nga, mga buntis, ganun pa rin yung papakain mo. At 16%, di sobra. Okay lang sa lactating siguro. Pero sa ating mga different stages, kulang siya. So minsan, nagiging bansot ang ating mga hayop. Dahil mali po na binibigay natin. And I'm not saying na kasalanan ng mga kumpanya na to. No. Kasi yun lang naman ang sinabi nila eh. Guaranteed ko, 16. Bahala ka na dyan sa buhay mo. Yung fat ko, 3. Yung crude fiber, 10. Maximum calcium, 0.75 to 0.85. Titignan natin dito, ano yung pangangailangan? 0.75. Ayun, okay naman pala. Sa calcium, 0.75 to 0.85. 16%, so nasa gitna siya at 0.75, okay. Ang phosphorus niya, 0.5 daw. Nakamit naman, 0.85 or 0.55. Pero 16% na siya. So sometimes, eto po, hindi natin alam. Well, karamihan hindi talaga alam. No? At hindi mo yan maano sa YouTube, sa Facebook. Takot sila eh. Ako, this is just a comparative. No? That's why we can go ahead and all credit sa kanila. Pero yan po ang laman ng pagkain na binibili natin. Can we create something out of this with what is available dun sa lugar natin? Yes. Now, meron po tayo mga restrictions. Ano itong mga restrictions? Ang ating pong restrictions po para sa baboy, para sa manok, nakalagay dito ang rason. So, konti lang ibibigay natin ng blood meal kasi low digestibility and palatability. At saka low po yung isoleucine niya. So, pag binigyan mo ng mataas na blood meal, yung mga layers, ayan, problema sa pagpapaitlog. Yung mga brewer's grain, pwede siya gamitin. But low in lysine, high in fiber. And yung cost, nandiyan na sila, mga reasons. So, we can go ahead and provide yung mga maximum levels lang nila na hindi natin papasobrahan. And we will get back to this when we talk about linear programming. Now, sa ruminants, iba din. Konti lang yung kailangan niya. Digestible energy, total digestible nutrients, yung crude protein or digestible protein, yung calcium and yung phosphorus. Pero, alam niyo po ba, na katulad ng ating mga dairy cattle. Yung dairy cattle po, karamihan na sinasabi ng ating National Dairy Authority, ang gatas lactating cows natin will only be able to generate around 7 to 8 liters per day. Again, 7 to 8 liters per day. But at a specific na laki ng ating mga baka pala. Ayan, kung gaano sila kalaki, no? At 400 kilograms, you can actually increase it not just by 7 liters, but up to 33 liters of milk. Ganun, sir? Oo, pwede mo. Kung yun ang negosyo mo, kumari, kanding o kambing, gusto mo paramihin yung gatas niya, pwede. Sa tao, di ba, ginagawa din natin yan, yung mga nanay na nagpapasuso. Konti lang yung gatas. Bakit yung ibang nanay, mas marami yung gatas? Depends on their diet. So, the size of the cow and their production level will depend on the nutrients that they are getting. Kita nyo? Pataas ng pataas. Parehas lang yan, ha? 400 kilograms. Pero pataas ng pataas. Magdidepende pala kung ano yung production level na gusto mo. So, that means a 400 kilogram and an 800 kilogram na ating baka, tanggalin ko muna yung ibang mga may have the same feed and produce different values. Yung 400, 800, 7 hanggang 13. Pero ito yung pinakain. But you can actually increase it up to 67 if you have an 800 kilogram na cow. Times 5? Pwede pala, sir. Almost times 5, no? Pwede. Dahil lang tama yung binigay mo na pagkain. And kinukompute po ito sila lahat. This is the mineral mixes na lang. So, madali na lang to. At talagang tinitignan natin is itong calories natin, yung total digestible nutrient, yung crude protein at saka yung fiber. Because we can adjust them. Yung early lactation, iba. Yung dry pregnant cows, iba. Calf na replacer, calf na starter, iba yung pagkain. Yung nutrient levels nila. Yung ating mga heifers, yung mga tumalaga at 3 to 6 months, 6 to 12 months, or 12 months old. Iba yung kanilang nutrients na binibigay. Hindi pala parehas. Oo. Hindi lang damo, kumbaga pa. And kaya po, dito sa Pilipinas, hindi tayo makaproduce ng magandang gatas. Do you know that less than 1% lang ang production natin ng gatas for the whole of the Philippines? Ang sinusupply ng Pilipinas para sa sarili niyang bansa sa gatas is just less than 1%. Kasi hindi natin itong ginagawa eh. Ang iniisip na marami, may baka ako, ayun. Pakainin ko lang ng damo. Yun na yun. Mali po. So, by knowing the values, again, you will be able to adjust yung ating production. Now, iba pa po yung mga beef cattle. What do you mean by beef cattle? Kasi yung beef cattle natin at specific sizes in kilo, no? Kung may 100 kilo ka na, pwede mong i-increase or decrease siya by 0 kilos per day, 25 or 250 grams per day, 50 grams per day, 750 grams per day, or 500 grams, sorry. Or 1 kilo per day. Pwede kong palakihin ng ganun para tumaba. Kung production po tayo ng kambing at saka baka at gusto mo mabenta ng mas mabilis, of course, gagamitin mo to. And this will depend pa rin sa breed. So, I'll go ahead and go to sa kambing. Parehas lang naman eh. Pero mas marami yata nagkakambing dito. So, sample natin. Gawa tayo ng ating sa kambing, no? File para sa kambing natin. Sabihin natin dito, goat. Yan. Meron tayong goat, for example. And yung ating example dito, and this will be provided sa inyo, no? Ang ating kambing po, kailangan malaman natin kung ano yung initial size niya. Let's say you have a 15 kilograms na kambing na ngayon. Size is equal to 15 kilograms. Now, you can increase it by 0, 25, 50, 75 grams per day. So, 0, 25, 25, 50, at saka 75 grams per day. So, how long will it take for me to be able to reach a specific size? Paano ko malalaman kung etong 15 kilos ko na kambing ngayon, gagawin kong 20 kilos? Ilang araw? It would depend on the feed or that you will be using. So kung sa 0 ka, ito yung susundin mo. Ayan. Kung 25, iba. 50, 75. So let's look at it in a more practical setting. And I am going to be including this para po makita ng lahat. So, meron tayo, no? Yung ating number of days. So, let's say day 1, day 2, 3, 4, blah, blah, blah. Ilang araw yan, sir? Abutin natin ng 200. Wala pa tayo sa computation na. Yan. 200 days. So, if I start off with 15 kilograms, okay? Gaano kalaki ngayon ang aking ilalaki kung 0? Wala siyang paglalaki. So, this will always be 15 no matter what. Kasi yun yung pinakain mo. Hindi yan lalaki. Hindi yan tataba. Now, what if, okay, eto siya, 15. And this would be plus this divided by 1,000 kasi there's 1,000 grams in 1 kilo. So, ayun, 0.25. So, sa day 2 niya is this plus 0.025. And makikita nyo na habang tumatagal at 200 days, I can reach my 20 kilos. Kung ang ginamit ko na formula is yung 25. Now, how about dito? Okay? So, plus 50 divided by 1,000. Ayan. So, equals this plus 0.05. Ilang araw na lang kung ang 50 grams na size ang gusto kong gawin. I think this is around 150. Ayan, sumobra. There. So 100 days na lang para makamit mo yung 20 kilos. How about sa 0.75? 15 plus. Okay? So, ilang araw na ngayon to? Plus 0.075? This is around 60, if I'm not mistaken. Try natin dito. 80 days. Ayun. 60 days nga. So nakikita nyo na at 0.75, I would just need to have or 75 grams, no? At 75 grams increase every day. I would just need 67 days or around 2 months instead of the 200 days. So, pwede kong pabilisin ang paglaki. And ganun din to sa baboy. Ay, ganun, sir? Oo. Binigay mo na sobra eh. Sa baka, ganun din. Pero, damo lang tayo. Pagdating ng 20 kilos, iba na naman yung iyong computation. You can increase it up to 100 grams per day. And we are just basing it in our medium scale, no? Hanggang 300 grams yan. Pag buntis, iba din. First week of lactation, iba din yung nutrients. Pero, ang alam natin, puro lang damo, hindi talaga lalaki. Kaya nga, no, pag kumain ka ng kaldereta, puro buto din. Hapon din yung ulam mo. Dahil, wala naman nagtuturo eh. So, this means, by knowing the nutritional requirement of your animals, you will be able to increase or decrease yung ating production. So, kambing, baka, manok, baboy. Now, with any animal, as long as you have the nutritional needs at the specific growth rate po nila, we can already compute. But we would need some materials. Ano yung number one material natin? Una, yung nutrient requirement from available sources. Ako po, I'm already going to provide to you the nutrient requirement of the different species that we agreed on. No? Nandiyan yung sa mga manok, sa mga baboy, sa mga baka, mga kambing. Sa aqua fisheries, nandiyan din yung sa hito, tilapia at sa bangus. And this is in an Excel form. So, meron na tayo nito. Next, ano pa ang sunod natin gagawin so that we can get or make yung balance ration? Yung feed analysis data from available sources. Now, there are so many ways to get this data. And each resource might have a different information. Okay? So, sabi niya, National Research Councils, mga university research and extension publication, mga commercial publications ng mga different companies, and even online databases. Now, una po, magbibigay tayo ng isang file. Okay? Para may general idea tayo. So, in your Google Drive, we will be uploading etong dalawang file na to. The first one is yung common ingredients here in the Philippines, and these are the common ingredients as well utilized by other countries. Okay? So, etong mga nutrients na ito na ibibigay natin will have yung data and the analysis quantitative. So, number one, katulad ng sinabi ko, bibigay ko muna yung mga feeds and descriptions. Kayo po pipili kung anong available sa inyo. So, kanina may nag-message sa akin, no, kasali itong banana. Oh, sir, pwede yun. Nandiyan din si kasaba. Pwede din. Di ba? As long as it is here, you can actually use them. And there are other materials pa, no, na aside ng mga nandito, na pwede din natin gamitin. At least you will have a general idea saan siya o paano siya ginawa. So, naghahang lang, no? Ayan, kasaba and all. Now, aside po dito, I will also be providing you this feed ingredient composition compilation. Ito pong compilation na to, no, is quite big. It would have around 122 different types of food byproducts. So, paano siya gamitin? Control F lang po, then you will have yung navigation or yung find. So, pwede mo lagay dyan, rice, for example. So, pag hinanap natin si rice, ayan, ang daming rice. But this is where we will go. Yung ingredient na rice, makikita natin ano yung crude protein, yung fiber niya, ether extract, yung mga amino acids, carbohydrate component, mga essential and non-essential, mga vitamins and minerals. So, iba yung rice sa rice bran. Okay? Iba yung rice pag sinabi natin sa rice bran. Pag sinabi natin rice na defatted, rice na broken. Iba-iba yung nutritional values nila. And these are already information. This is 46,504 words. So, kasali yan sa inyong cheat sheet. Now, sir, aside dyan, meron pa ba? Opo, I'll be giving you this. Yung ginawa natin ng GOAT, no? Ayan. Sa raw data, ito po yung data ng mga nakalista na here in the Philippines. Okay. Usual component as per laboratory samples. And this is from our Philippine Society of Animal Nutrition. Now, paano sir, kung wala dyan? You can go here. Okay? Meron po tayong isang website that I usually use. It's a online resource. Ano tong online resource na to? It is feedipedia.org. Ang feedipedia.org po is an animal feed resource information system by the Indian Research, Canadian Research, Australian Research, and the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations. So, paano siya gamitin? For example, ano ba yung mga feed ingredients na gusto natin gamitin? Nasidero. Yan yung nasidero, sir. Hindi ko alam yun. Yung tricantera po. Or yung madre de agua. Bakit nasidero, sir? Kasi Indian siya eh. Na word. So, yan. Madre de agua. Pag pumunta ka sa nutritional table niya, makikita mo that yung aerial part, yung fresh leaves is 17.9 crude protein, fiber niya, and all. Pero, pag dry, iba na naman yung nutrients niya. Ano pa ba yung ibang mga pagkain na ginagamit dito sa Pilipinas? No? Merong iba, sasabi, azola, sir. Oh, then you just search it. Ayan, azola. Pagdating natin ng search natin na azola, punta lang kayo dito sa nutritional tables. If it is fresh, 20.6. If it is dried, 21.5. Nagbabago ang nutrient values. Now, ibig sabihin, yung mga tao na basta-basta na lang nagpapakain ng kanilang mga hayop ng wrong dosage or wrong quantity na itong mga pagkain na ito, posible po na they are either overfeeding them or underfeeding them. And katulad lang yan ng tao, no? Pag nag-over ka sa isang bagay, posibleng magkaroon ka ng sakit. Katulad ng, sabihin natin, sitaw. Pag sumobra kang kain ng sitaw, because it is leguminous, mataas yung protein niya. Ano nangyari sa atin? Arthritis, di ba? Gout. Ganun din sa mga hayop. Kasi sobra eh. So, kaya po, importante yung mga balances. And these are just some of the feeds. Now, eto pong listahan natin under the raw data, no? I will be giving this Excel sa inyo. Under the raw data po, meron po tayo dito dinagay na pwede nyong palitan. No? Katulad dito, azola, ginamit namin po sa last na ano, no? Yung fresh na madre de agua, yung corn. We just use the crude protein. Pero pwede nyong punan ng iba pang nutrients. It's up to you. Excuse me. So, pag meron ka na, you have the online database, you have the researches, you have the books, meron ka na rin nito. Simulan natin. Now, once you are balancing rations po, isa sa mga pinaka-importante is yung preparing yung list of nutrient composition of the feeds to be used. You may need to consult several sources to cover all the nutrients of interest. So katulad ng ating isang participant, nagpadala siya. Sabi niya, Sir, coconut meal, kasaba, sweet potato, banana, fish meal, meal none, yung ipan ng oatmeal. Meron sila marami daw. So, can we create feeds dito? Yun yung message, no? Para sa anong hayop. Hindi ko maano. Ayan, sabi niya, Sir, possible ba makagawa ako ng gusto kong formulation para sa broiler, layer, duck at baboy? Well, we have to balance it according to their nutritional needs at their specific growth rate. So, we will need to proceed to balance the rations and check the rations afterwards if it is really balanced or not. After that po, i-correct natin yung mga deficiencies. So, let's start off with this as an example. Ang sabi dito, we need to formulate 100 kilograms of complete animal diet containing 18% of crude protein. Now, accordingly, alam na natin or may data ka na ng kinolekta. Gagamitin mo is corn. And yung corn mo is at 8.9 crude protein. Habang meron naman nabibentang commercial supplement that is containing 36 crude protein. Now, eto po is yung mathematical procedure. We will need to create several equations. So, dito na po papasok yung math. No? Sabi niya, let equation 1 be x plus y. Yung x, which is yung corn, plus yung y, which is yung supplement, is equal to 100 kilograms of diet at 18% crude protein. Simple lang. So, pag inad mo itong dalawa, dapat 100 kilo siya at saka 18% yung crude protein niya. Now, that means the crude protein of X, which is yung corn, and the crude protein of Y, which is yung ating supplement, is equal to 18 kilograms of protein or 18% of the 100 kilogram. So, dahil 8.9%, and if you convert percentage into decimal points, it's 0.89 plus 0.36. And that would be equal to 18 kilograms of protein. Now, ang gagawin lang po natin dito is ika-cancel out natin yung 0.89. So, yung 0.89 dito na X, i-minus natin yung 0.89 dahil nag-minus ka rin ng 0.89 dito. And then, you deduct 8.9% kasi percentage lang siya. So, once you have this, you can just go ahead and determine yung Y by transposing this to the other side. So, Y is equal to 9.1 divided by 271. Ibig sabihin, yung Y mo is, or yung supplement mo is already at 33.58 kilograms. Now, dahil alam natin dun sa equation na 100 kilo, pag dinidak natin yung Y dito, it would be yung X natin. So, ang mangyari is X plus Y is equal to 100. X plus 33.58 is equal to 100. X, ibinilipat natin yung 33. So, X is equal to 66.42, while Y is equal to 33.58. So, if you do the checking on that, 33.58 plus 66.42 is 100 kilograms. Now, alam natin na yung 36% ng crude protein ng ating supplement and yung corn is 8.9. So, if we multiply it, you will get yung kilograms of crude protein. And once we add that, that's going to be 18 kilograms of crude protein at 100 kilograms diet. So, this is a balanced diet for this specific scenario. So pag nag-mix ka ng 33.58 supplement and 66.42 na corn, you will get yung crude protein requirement ng ating hayop. Now, alam ko medyo mabilis siya. No? So, what I did here was just go ahead and poise yung 100 kilograms at 18%. Paano sir kung papalitan ko yung 18%? Sasabihin ko ng 17% na lang. Magbabago din siya. Yung mga quantity. And it would do a checking. 17. Okay? Kasi, dinadak lang natin kung ano yung crude protein na information. So, we would have a high and a low para dito. Isang mataas, isang mababa. And always, yung crude protein nila should be less than, pag corn, less than 18. O yung low natin, less than 18. Yung high natin is above 18. Now, may mas madali ba dyan, sir? Yes. Okay. Let's do this. Mas madali na formula. Okay, so total feeds, crude, dun sa ating scenario kanina, if you remember, ano daw yung kailangan natin na information. So, ang information na sinabi is I need at least, okay, para maano lang, para gumanda. I need at least 100 kilos of 18% crude protein. So, clear yan. 100 kilos of 18% crude protein. What are your materials? What are their crude protein value? So, ang materials natin dito is yung corn, and we have ang materials natin as yung supplement. Binigay na yung information So, ang crude protein value ng corn is at 8.9, while ang ating supplement is at 36% crude protein. So, what do we do next dito? Pinapaganda ko lang para maano ninyo. Ito yung given natin Okay? These are all the givens that we have right now. So, if these are the given information, then we can go ahead and use etong tinatawag na Pearson square. So, ano yung Pearson square? Una, meron tayong low, medium, and high. Then, I would have the materials, which is yung corn, and yung ating supplement. Once you have them listed, ano pa yung mga kailangan natin? We need to place yung crude protein value, CPV, and then yung target crude protein natin, or TCP, so that we will be able to determine the parts, the ratio, and then the kilo. So, in other words, ito yung magiging header ko in this specific formula. And ito po, magiging madali na lang para sa lahat. Once you get or pag nasanay na tayo. Paano ba yan, sir? Parang magulo pa rin. Okay. So, crude protein value, of course, yung corn natin, yan, corn. Yung supplement natin, ayun, supplement. Ano yung values niya? Yung value niya is 8.9, ang value nito is 36. Is it in the middle of 18? Yes. Nakita nyo? Low. This should be lower than the 18. This should be higher than the 18. Now, what we just need to do is do a crisscross. Ano ibig mo sabihin sa crisscross, sir? Pag ganon. And then, 18 minus 9, lagay natin dito. May crisscross po siya. So, sa akin, para mas madali, since I'm already using Excel, I would just do this. Equals absolute number, or ABS, 36 minus 18. And then, equals absolute number, 18 minus 8.9. Formula na eh. So, this is my parts. That means I already now have my total parts. Di ba? Ano yung total parts ngayon, sir? Simple lang. Yung total parts natin is 18 plus yung 9.1. Now, to get your ratio, simple lang. Parts divided by the total parts, and then the parts divided by the total parts. And this is going to be your percentage or your ratio. Ibig sabihin, yung ating total kilo times the ratio niya is yung values natin. So, parehas lang ba siya dun sa ginawa natin kanina? 6642, 3358? Yes. Mas madali siya. And you can automate this. Paano, sir? Gawa tayo ng kopya. Make a copy. Create a copy. So, for example, gagawa ako ng Pearson's 2 na auto. And again, this will be given sa inyo, ha? Yan. Pearson's 2 na automatic. For example, paano kung hindi corn at saka supplement yan, sir? What can I do? So, meron na yung listahan dito. Yung raw data. Now, if I want to make an automatic listing here, what I just need to do, no, is gagawa ko ng data validation, and I will go for data validation, and then gagawa ko ng listahan. List. Saan ko kukunin yung source? Sa raw data ko, galing dun sa pinakataas hanggang pinakababa. Idadrag ko lang. Ngayon, meron na akong listahan. Wow! Di ba? So, may listahan na tayo. And by the way, no, ang mga may dilaw lang po ang papalitan nyo, ha? Eto mano-mano. Ang mga may dilaw lang ang papalitan. Now, dahil gusto ko rin, no? Tamad si circuit, gusto niya automatic. Gagawan ko na rin po kayo ng formula dito. So, we look up. Ano tong we look up? Hanapin mo si materials, kama, dun sa listahan namin. Galing sa pinakataas, papunta sa pinakababa. And pang-pito. Bakit pang-pito, sir? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ayan, kung protein is 7. Pang-pito. And then, exact match. Okay? And then, dagdagan ko, if error, kopyahin ko lang. Tignan natin. A4. So, ibig sabihin yan ngayon, pag pumili ako, for example, sabihin natin, banana meal, at saka yung aking, sabihin na natin, ipil-ipil. Okay siya. Di ba? Now, again, may rule tayo. if it is low and it is high. Yan. So, paano natin isusundin yung rule? I-equals ko lang. So, ang gagawin natin is magko-conditional formatting ako. Highlight the cell if it is greater than 18. And this one, highlight the cell if it is less than 18. So, kunwari, nagkamali ka ng PD dito. No? Sinabi mo, pipiliin ko corn, sir, kasi yun ang marami sa amin, corn. Pupula siya. Hindi siya pwede. Kasi dapat eto should be higher than this. And vice versa. So, by knowing ano yung mga gagamitin mo, pwede siya. For example, sabihin natin Azola ang lalagay ko, sir. Azola at saka yung aking rice bran, for example, or mas mura rice bran eh. Rice bran, D1. Pwede siya? Oh, eto yung gagastusin mo. Automatic na siya. Dalawang materials. But this is just to comply the crude protein. Okay? Para lang sa crude protein yan. Now, if you create yung price niya, of course, pwede mo lagyan na price. No? Magkano ba rice bran? 15 pesos? Tapos yung Azola mo, siguro sabihin mo 5 pesos kasi may labor cost. So, multiply na natin, total batch price is equal to the sum ng dalawa. That means ang ating per kilo, if protein na lang is 820 divided by 100. If protein na lang, nasa 8 piso. 18% crude protein. So, depende sa animal mo. Kasi yung pangangailangan, paano kung ang protina na kailangan ng baboy ko, sir, or ng manok ko, or ng kambing ko, ang babasihan? Then, you just need to get the data, yung mga nutritional needs nila. So, let's do an example sa baboy. Gestating. Ang sabi sa gestating niya, buntis, 14% crude protein. Lalagay ko 14% crude protein. Ayan. 13 pesos. So, dito, magbabago. Depending on what you actually have. Simple. Pero dalawa lang yan na materials. Okay, I'll transfer goat here. Now, paano, sir, kung gagawa ko ng mas marami na materials? Walang problema. Okay? Kasi, katulad na sinabi mo, sir, protein na pa lang to. So, what I just need to do is copy this initially. Yan. Para mas masaya. So, ano yung mangyayari? Kailangan natin yung total feeds. Next is yung ating target crude protein. Protein na muna. Okay? Ano yung total feeds mo? Again, ididilaw ko kasi yan ang lalagyan natin ng information. Ano yung mga materials mo ngayon? So, we will have group 1 and then we will have group 2. Okay? May group 1, may group 2. Bakit? Sa group 1, dalawa yan. May low, may high tayo. Or meron tayong low and may high tayo. Nasusundan po ba? Magsabi ako hindi na nasusundan. So, 4 na materials to ang gagawin ko. So, this will mean this is Pearson's So, ano yung materials natin? Of course, kayo maglilista dyan. Now, since medyo may katamaran nga tayo, sabay ganun, no? Hindi namin. Lagay ko na lang. Ayan. And then our CP value. Crude protein value. Excuse me. So, pwede kang pumili ngayon. Lahat ng may dilaw, pwede nating palitan. Yun yung sinabi natin. So, ano yung crude protein value niya? Ganun pa rin. Gagawin natin. Hanapin mo. So, i-set ko lang, no? We look up. Hanapin mo si materials galing dun sa raw data ko, galing sa pinakadulo hanggang pinakataas, and then return the value of the 7th column, and that should be the exact match. Now, of course, I would need to, kasi wala pa yan laman, if error, lalagyan natin nagdagdag na command. Kung nag-error, kasi wala pa laman, gawin mo na 0. Ayun. And eto po siya, pwede ko lang isunod. After locking that. So, ano yung mangyari dito ngayon? Madali na lang. Yung material mo dito, sa low, sa high, and then this is yung ating low, and then yung high. So, pag pumili ka dito, katulad ng banana, automatic siya. Lalagay na doon. Ano yung values niya? I-copyhin na natin. Equals this. Equals this. Ang target crude protein natin will be whatever value you have there. And yung ating, tanggalin muna natin to, mga prices. Okay? So, pwede ka nang pumili ngayon. Sabihin natin, cassava meal. Let's do soya. Tapos meron tayo ditong cassava meal. Then let's do corn. At saka kopra. Sample lang po Now, of course, balitan ko muna. May mga values siya. Bali, parang hinati lang natin into 2 groups. Magtanong nga kung medyo naguguluhan. Let's change this. Hindi pwede yung Copra. Yan, Copra. So, para alam natin, kita nyo, automatic na siya na bubuo. So, I would be able to go ahead just multiply yung kilo niya. But is this going to be correct? Hindi pa po. Okay? Hindi pa. Kasi 4 na siya eh. So, ano yung gagawin natin? So, dito, first we would need to determine if they are all correct. Conditional formatting, highlight it if it is greater than the 18, then red. If this is less than 18, highlight, less than 18, then red. If this is greater than 18, and if this is less than 18. Now, since these are grouped, okay, we would need to come up with a percentage nila. So, ratio or percentage. Now, ibig sabihin, may specific na ratio siya na gagawin natin. We cannot put a kilo here. Gaano kadami yung ilalagay mo dyan ngayon? Yun yung tanong eh. Kasi 4 na sila, hindi naman isa lang. We already have yung ratio and the in the groupings. But, for example, gagawa natin dito is 30% equals 1 minus 30. Ito lang po ang iisa na papalitan natin. Okay? Nasusundan pa po ba? So, kung pwede nyo itong palitan 40%, 55%, kayo na po bala. Okay? 60%, depende sa available nyo. And kayo din pipili ng mga nasa yellow. So, for example, we have 100 kilograms. Okay? 100 kilograms of feed, and this is 18% crude protein. Paano ko to i-compute ngayon? So, simple lang. Ang total kilo ko, okay? The total kilo times the 60% times the 64. Again, total kilo times the 60% times the 35. Ito naman is total kilo times yung 40% times yung katumbas niya dito. And this is going to be 100 kilos times 40 times 83.33. So, if we add all of this in kilo, that should be 100 kilos. Okay? Ayan, 100 kilo. So, conditional formatting, highlight, if it is equal to 100, then i-green natin. That means this is my kilo already. So, can we do a checking, sir? Oh, paano i-check, sir? Checking equals 1.8 times 38. Then this will be equal to the sum of all of that. 1,800, of course, this is going to be divided by 1,000 pa. So, or I mean to say 100. So, 18 is equal to 18% crude protein. Bakit, sir? Kasi eto, hindi naman natin dinecimal point yung crude protein value niya. This is supposed to be percentage. So, ang percentage ng 1.8 is 0.00 or 0.018 dapat to. Eh, hindi na natin kinonvert. That's why we divide it by 18. So, in other words, this should be equal to 18 and that would be green. So, ibig sabihin, now I have my 4 ingredients just to comply with the crude protein requirement ng aking hayop. Nasusundan po ba? Magtanong po yung dilaw lang yung papapalitan ko sa inyo. Now, for example, I would have 55% neto. Magbabago siya. Kung ilang kilo. Okay? Kung sasabihin mo 60%, magbabago siya. Now, bakit magbabago-bago yung presyo, sir? Yung ratio mo. Kasi pwede ka ngayon maglagay ng price. Magkano ba presyo mo sa kasaba? For example, kasaba mo is 20, yung soya is 40, and yung corn mo is at around 18, yung copra meal mo nasa 28. So this might not be the best example, no, sa presyuhan. Pero yan po yung presyo niya. Ayan yung total niya ngayon. So, equals sum of all of this. That is your batch price. And this is going to be this divided by 100. That is your per kilo. So, sir, ang mahal niyan ngayon. Saglit lang. Parang mali. Sorry. Equals kilo times this. $26.83. Sir, pwede ba yan mapalitan pa? Oh, palitan mo. So for example, if I do 30 here, 26.58. If I do 50, or sorry, 50. Ano ko lang So, yan. Magbabago. Now, of course, yan kung etong ginamit mo. But what if I change this to rice bran? Okay? Sabihin natin, ang rice bran ko, ang pinili ko dito. And ang presyo ng rice bran ko is just around 15 pesos. Lilit siya. Ang US High Pro, may makukuha ako, sir, US Low Pro. Pero ang presyo niya is nasa 35 pesos lang. Lumiliit. And you can even do 70% here. Ayan, 21 na lang. Depende yan kung ano available sa inyo. So, this means, if you actually, or kung magkamali ka naman dito, for example yan, pupula siya. Kasi sobrang taas 44. Hindi siya yung middle. So, ngayon, makaka-check ka na. Now, paano, sir? Kunwari, corn gluten. Yan. Pwede ba siya? Oh. You can change yung materials ngayon. Kayo na din bahala sa ratio niya. Can I do 6 items, 8 items, 10 items? Yes. Same process lang po. Pero this is just to balance the crude protein mo lang. Okay? Pagbabalance lang po muna ng crude protein yon. But in most cases, yun lang naman talaga ang pinofocus na marami. I'll just give supplements up. So, this all depends on your available materials. Na paano, sir, kung wala dyan yung materials ko? Di pumunta ka dito sa Rodita, then idagdag mo. For example, BSF yan, Black Soldier Fly. Di, hanapin natin yung Black Soldier Fly. Diba? Meron ba? So, Black Soldier Fly, ayun. Meron. So, pag tinignan ko, ano yung nutritional values niya? Ayun, 42.1. Yung fiber niya is 7, yung ether excess 26, yung ash 20, yung gross energy 22.1. Di pwede mong ilagay ngayon information. Kayo na mag-fill up. No? And this is isa-isa kung ano available sa inyo. Now, what I usually say sa lahat is kung gagawa kayo ng feeds, tignan nyo muna anong mga available sa lugar niyo. Get the pricing so that you will be able to play with all of the information. So far, may questions po ba? Ang tahimik eh. Naguluhan kayo. Nakakasunod pa po ba? Yan. Ano pa lang? 3 pa lang yung ginawa. 4 pa lang. Kailangan ba ng feed pelletizer machine, sir? Nasa inyo na po yan. In my experience po, ay it would depend on the animal. Kung manok siguro, pwede. Kailangan. Kasi mas malinis yung pagkain or yung hindi. Pag tumutuka kasi sila, mas madali na tukain. Pero kung sabihin natin na required siya, it's not. Kasi baboy, pwede mo na mabigay yan kagad eh. Kambing, ganun din. Sa isda, extruder siguro. Pelleted talaga. So it would depend on your livestock or your animal. Okay. Now, maganda yung tanong dito. Bakit naka-group siya instead of computing it outright? Because if you ang Pearson's po, may hindrances po siya. Okay. There are hindrances in the Pearson square. We actually only used it for 2 ingredients. And yung ginawa natin is already 4 ingredients. So, hindi siya magiging balanse. Now, there is a procedure for us to create, balik natin sa Pearson's. Yan. Ito yung example 8 na ginawa natin kanina yung sa corn. 8.9, 36. Nasa slides pa rin natin yan. Now, it can only be used for 2 feed materials kasi. However, either or both of these can be mixed as long as the percentage of the nutrient of interest has been determined for the mix. So the number in the center of the square must be intermediate to the 2 numbers at the left corners. So, katulad na sinabi ko, dapat nasa low, medium, and high siya. Iba po yung low, medium, and high na pinakita ko per animal. Ito po, gusto natin na nasa gitna siya para ma-average natin yung percentage niya para malaman natin paano ma-hit yung pangangailangan. And the requirement can be expressed in the different nutrients. So for example, kanina ginamit natin crude protein. Pwede ba yan palitan, sir? Gawin kong TDN? Yes, pwede. Pwede. Yung energy niya, pwede. Yung calcium, pwede. But the example that I'm creating is just for the crude protein. Now, what if I have around mix na 3? Tatlo lang, sir, yung ingredients ko. Paano yan? Is there a way for me to still be able to compute it? Yes. Let's give an example. Ito yung ating scenario. Let's do the 100 kilograms ng diet containing 18% crude protein pa rin. Tapos meron tayong soybean meal, yung meron tayong tankage, and meron tayong corn. Okay? Yan po yung iba't ibang mga materials na kailangan natin or na meron tayo. Again, we have the corn, we have the soybean meal, and the tankage. And very specific, no? Sabi niya, 9 naman ngayon. Technically, ito yung mga nutrients. Ano yung tankage, sir? Usually, pinakuluan ng mga buto-buto. Yan. Mga tankage yan. Yung mga na-rendered na meat. No? So, hinahalo. So, if I use this scenario, ano yung mangyari dyan? So, we have our total feeds. We have our target crude protein, TCP. Diretso ko na lang, ha? Tapos, of course, dilaw yan kasi meron tayong dalawang information na kailangan sa kanila. We have our materials. And ang materials natin is corn, soybean meal, and tankage. Ano daw yung kanilang crude protein values? We have the 9, 44, and 60. Okay? And that's still in percentage. So, ibig sabihin, very specific yung kanyang mga materials. Yan, pagandahin lang natin konti. So, how can I do a computation on this then? So, the first thing that we would need to do is we need to get yung parts niya. Okay? Ang sinabi niya, soybean meal and tankage na mix. That's 3 parts soybean meal and 1 part tankage niya. Tapos dadagdagan mo lang ng corn. So that means this is actually grouped together. Okay? Nakagrupo siya. Kasi mix siya eh. Na-mix na pala yung ating soybean meal and tankage. Ano yung parts niya? The parts here is 1 soybean meal and 3 parts tankage. Okay? So, ano yung mangyayari dito? We have what we call yung ating equation 1. Okay. Ito yung mga sabi natin given. So we have yung ating EQ1 or equation 1. So I have my parts, my material, my crude protein percentage, and my crude protein of the parts. So, simple lang. Soybean meal at saka yung ating tankage. 3 parts soybean meal, 1 part tankage. Ayan, baliktad. Ano yung crude protein value niya? 44 at saka 60. So, how do we compute it? 3 times 44 and then 1 times 60. So the total here, if you actually do the math real quick, sorry, pagandahin lang natin para presentable naman. So ang total mo dito is equal to the sum of all pairs, the sum of these two, and yung sum natin na itong dalawa. That's 192. Now the thing is, eto siya is in percentage. So this will be divided by 100 pa ulit. And that would be also divided by 100. So, in other words, yung mix natin is going to be equal to yung ating 192 divided by 4 is 0.48. Okay? Which is equal to 48%. Sorry. Equals this times 100, 48% crude protein. So, ang mix natin ngayon is equal to 48% crude protein. Paano siya? I-divide lang natin yung 192 divided by 4. Now, dahil meron ka na yan, what you just need to do is get or do yung equation number 2 natin. Ano yung equation 2? Well, you just need to create ang tinatawag natin na Pearson square again. So, ano yung laman ng Pearson square mo? Ang material natin dito is going to be yung corn. And that crude protein percentage is 9. Ang ating mix ngayon is going to be the mix, and that is equal to 48% crude protein. Ano yung target crude protein natin sa requirement niya? 18%. So, I'll put here 100 kilos at 18% crude protein. Okay? So, dito is yung 18%. And what do we do again? 48 minus 18, ABS. So that's 48 minus 18. And then, absolute number or ABS, 18 minus 9. Bakit nag-absolute number ako para wala ng negative? Okay. Equals the sum of this parts. And my ratio right now is going to be parts divided by the total parts. And then the parts divided by the total parts. Okay. Because this is our total parts. Now, since I have this already, I would then be able to do equation 3. Number 1, meron na ako corn, 76.92. And this, okay, 76.92% yung corn. So, ibig sabihin, equals 100 kilos times 76.92 is in kilo. Okay? Na paano ko itong malalaman yung iba, sir? Well, madali lang. Equation 4 is mix is going to be equal to, okay, mix is equal to yung SBM natin plus yung ating tankage. So, mix is equal to SBM and tankage. So, ilan yung total parts niya? 4. So, Ang mix natin is equal to 23. Sorry. Dito sa kabila. This is equal to the 23.08 times the 100 kilos. So 23 kilograms. Now, given that 23 kilograms po to siya lahat, ang mix total, and soybean meal plus tankage is equal to 23, we will need to get the parts niya. Ilan yung parts? So, ang total parts niya, this is equation 4, sorry. Ang equation 4 natin is equal to the total kilograms ng mix divided by the 4 parts. And this is kilos per parts. Okay? Meron ka na ngayon, ilang kilo per part siya. Alam natin na nandun na yung parts eh. So, ang kilo nito, dun sa mix, is equal to 5.77 times yung 3, and then 5.77 times yung 1. Nandun na rin yung kilo. So, technically, it is the same. So, this is in kilo. Yan. So, ngayon, alam ko na 13.71 and this is 5.77. So, equals to the sum of this. Tama ba silang lahat? 100 and that's 100 kilos. So, maglalagay ng conditional formatting again para makita ko na lang kaagad. It is equal to 100 and that should be green. Ayun, 100 is equal to 100. Gawa tayo ng checking. Pag chinek ko to ngayon, yung crude protein value times the kilos niya, and then I will sum all of it. It should be 1,800 divided by 100 to siya. Bakit nag-divide ulit ng 100? Kasi hindi naman natin ito decimal point. So, 18 is equal to 18. Is that going to be the right information? Yes. So, conditional formatting again, just to affirm it, this is equal to 18 and that should be green. So, ngayon, nakagawa tayo, what if may mga parts kasi na-mix na siya. Sure ako, sir, na yun yung mixing niya. Pero hindi ko na malaman ngayon kung gaano kadami. And this usually happens, no? For example, meron tayong rice straw at saka na ginamit and minix natin sa urea. Ilang parts ng urea, ilang parts ng rice straw. So pwede nyo compute. For example, sa ating mga kambing, baka. So we will know ano yung crude protein value ng ating mix na ngayon. Madali lang ba nasusundan? So anyway, this is where we would be ending muna for today. Bukas kasi, we will be continuing with making siguro 6. Nakagawa tayo 2, nakagawa tayo ng 3. Gawa tayo ng 4, meron na. Gawa tayo ng 6 na ingredients. Then we will proceed with other balancing. Ano ibig sabihin ng other balancing, sir? Katulad nito. Given na ito yung mga nutrients, paano ko makukuha ngayon yung aking iba pang values? Kung mababalanse. Slowly but surely lang tayo. But this is going to be, this is from our March class. So, ganda ng Similar lang naman. 3 or more, yung persons 4. Depende yan sa inyo. Kasi parami yung ating mga nutrients, magbabago na naman yung ating mga information. So, anyway, dito po muna tayo magtatapos for the day. Kita-kita tayo ulit bukas, same time, same place, same link. Maraming salamat po. And you all have a wonderful evening, Irene.